I was lucky enough to go to an early screening of Sonic 2. I'll talk about how I felt about it in a minute, but for now, here's what that was like.
Perhaps the ridiculous person, I'd bring the Legos.
Here we go. We're good to go.
Yeah, we're good to go. Is this for the Metro or the bus?
Both. It's for both. What are you most looking forward to about the Sonic sequel? What are you most looking forward to about the Sonic sequel?
Jim Carrey.
I love Jim Carrey. That's one thing about me and my brand.
I have a feeling there's an issue with it right now, but I can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
When you brake and the steering wheel starts shaking.
I hope they have the art prints for the movie that I sent that tweet about. That'd be cool. I want that. The comic too, and mostly the print.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's some random rinky-dink theater in the middle of Montreal. What if Keanu Reeves did a speed movie now?
Somebody's pitching it. You're a natural. Okay, Montmorency. Sorry, was that too condescending? There's our turn. We'll get the next one. Oh, can we get this one? Oh! Jeez, that was close.
It's like a French connection up in here.
How the hell do we get outside? We got it, that's the theater. Alright, oh yeah, I gotta stop filming so I can get my tickets out. Look at this big green thing.
Look at the size of it.
Hey, Sonic posters!
These take 1 each.
Oh, cool.
One of both, or?
Yeah.
Cool.
Ah, yeah. Thank you.
You've got 2 tries at least. If
Uh,
you fuck yours up, I'll just give you this one.
this is Tyson Hess, the guy who drew this. He's the one who did the redesign that fixed the movie, the first
It
one.
looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, look at this.
My boy!
Early screen.
I'm so excited. This is awesome.
I'm ready to rock and roll, as they say.
Butt rock and roll. Yeah, no Crush 40 in this, just Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi?
Kid Cudi? Is that how you say it?
Kid Cudi.
I said, go man. Did I just reveal how white I am? I don't know, I've never heard it said. Yeah.
Be on the table right there. As soon as you get it.
Do you do water? Can I just get water in one and Sprite in another? We saw it. We saw Sonic. We saw Sonic.
We saw Sonic.
We saw Sonic. Holy crap!
Yes, I very much enjoyed it.
Man, I love liking things. It's so much more fun to like things than not to like them. I met Sonic 2 with open arms. I mean, I met Sonic 1 with open arms, obviously. I am obsessed with the idea of attempting Sonic the Hedgehog in film and was along for whatever journey that attempt would take me on. But I had my reservations with that movie, significant enough to make a fan at it. And a sequel had every right to double down on those sticking points, those frustrations, and rub off the shine that a Sonic movie inherently has for me. But it didn't. Sonic 2 follows up on all of the character and theming I find so endearing in Sonic 1, while improving on the original's weaker points to startling effect, stepping up the fan service, introducing standout new elements and dynamics, and being genuinely really goddamn funny. For those reasons, Sonic 2 is downright extraordinary, and it also feels like it was made specifically for me. Like, it's almost a little creepy. You watching this right now, are you Jeff Fowler? You have to tell me or else it's entrapment. This video is going to contain spoilers for Sonic 2, and I'm going to proceed in no particular order, so be warned. The most surprising but gratifying thing to me about Sonic 2 is how it reaffirms the Sonic has parents now angle that I was so on board with in Sonic 1. Like, I can't believe the extent to which it reaffirms it. Sonic has a "you're not my dad" moment at the beginning that gets paid off at the end when he literally actually calls Tom dad. Maybe I'm in too deep, but that was almost fist pump worthy for me. I'm not crazy. That is his dad. Sonic has a mom and dad now. Sonic having to take care of Tails now led to one scene that mirrors the bit in Sonic 1 where Tom tucks Sonic in, which is to say, one of the best parts of Sonic 1. And he calls him their kid. And don't even get started on the ending where Sonic finally has friends to play baseball with. I can't believe this movie is real. It's so perfect for me. And since this is the dynamic for this Sonic now, it feels like I'm starting to get a better idea of how movie Sonic hits different than past versions of Sonic. And this might sound weird, but I think movie Sonic is more like Goku. Alright, hear me out. Most of the time Sonic's quippy like Spider-Man, and movie Sonic is, but he's also really positive and innocent. And I'm enjoying that. It's refreshing, and a lot more palatable than most modern Sonic is to me. Another thing I can't really believe about this movie, and we'll see how it sits with me on future viewings, but all of the side characters who felt unrelentingly unfunny in the last movie, Wade, Agent Stone, Maddie's sister, Olive Garden guy, they're all back, but I wasn't mad to see any of them. All of them were funny this time. Some of them were extremely funny, and none of their bits felt lazy. It didn't feel like this was the part of the movie that didn't matter or the part that had less effort put in. No, the stuff that goes on with those side characters is worth paying attention to, and some of it had me dying with laughter.
I can't believe they brought Olive Garden guy back. I didn't even realize.
Call him Olive Garden guy.
Props to all the performers, the writers, and Jeff Fowler for that.
I'm surprised that it hit. Like, normally that shit wouldn't be hitting, but it was hitting.
Yeah.
But this is a Sonic movie, so let's talk about Sonic characters. Tails was cute. I don't have a lot to say about him, but he's a good addition to the cast, and the way that he and Sonic interacted worked for me. But Knuckles. Holy fuckles Knuckles. Knuckles is the standout. Knuckles has got to be the best part of the movie for me. So for reasons that will make sense if you listen to episode 77 of Sonic the Comic the Podcast, which I appear on, I read 77 issues of the British Sonic comic recently, and one of my favorite parts was how it handled Knuckles. Despite being a Sonic fan since I was like 5 or 6, I was never very big into Knuckles. He was just there. I kind of thought of him like Raphael, but if Donatello wasn't cool, and Leonardo had Raphael and Michelangelo melded into him and was thus better than Raphael. And if I'm being honest, by the time we get to Forces, none of these characters seem to have personalities anymore. But Sonic the comic made him interesting. And you know I was reading his dialogue in an Idris Elba voice the whole time. He takes things seriously where Sonic doesn't. Because he's grown up alone on the floating island, he doesn't know anything about the rest of the world and is naive in normal situations, something I would have liked to see the comic do more with, and something I hoped, maybe, the movies could use. And yeah, they did, and he's hilarious. And cool, but hilarious. And Idris Elba gives one of his best performances since Cats. One of the biggest laughs in the movie for me was a Knuckles gag, which is a 5 out of 10 on paper, but absolutely killer when delivered with convincing earnestness by Idris Elba. For those of you who've seen the movie, I'm talking about ... And when him, Sonic, and Tails are a friend group at the end, when they're teaching Knuckles baseball, when he's excited about ice cream.
Sonic, I've just been told they have sprinkles!
I love this movie. I love it so much. One of the other biggest laughs was the scene in Siberia. Holy hell. Again, this is just shenanigans of the type that appeared in the last movie, but so much more memorable than the last movie. And I guess I should talk about my biggest problem with the first movie. Jim Carrey. Vaccinate your kids. In Sonic 1, I've at my harshest said Carrey's Robotnik was nothing, and at my most generous said I liked when he was being a hammy villain, but didn't like any of his comedy shenanigans. And in Sonic 2, he's something. He's still not batting 1,000, but I wasn't mad. He was occasionally funny, consistently entertaining, and he looked kinda like Dr. Robotnik this time, so that's a plus.
He did a reference to The day the Earth stood still from the 50s.
Also, he flosses, and no, yeah, I still think it's funny. Actually, it's kind of funnier now because it's been so long since that was relevant. They introduced Gun, like the government agency from the Sonic Adventure games. I don't know what to say about that exactly. I wasn't a Sonic Adventure kid, and it's kind of weird to hear movie Sonic's live-action people go, hey, we're gonna be Sonic Adventure live-action people now. I kind of really hope Gun isn't like a huge part of the Sonic cinematic universe they're gonna attempt, because every cinematic universe literally copying Marvel and S.H.I.E.L.D. and having a boring government agency that we have to spend too much time with, like Monarch in the Godzilla movies, I just can't with that. If the Knuckles TV series they're making starts with human gun agents who are following after Knuckles, I'm gonna be annoyed. But so far, it's not annoying. The government was pretty much the bad guys in the first movie, and Gun seems like they're the bad guys still, too. So, we'll see how it goes. Two things I want to talk about are the two animated sequences. One was a flashback about the echidnas and the owls, and I don't have a lot to say about it other than the animation was stellar, it was all anime and I liked it a lot. And the other is the 16-bit style credit sequence. I wasn't a big fan of the one in the first movie because it didn't look enough like a real Genesis game, but looked too much like them to evoke the movie very well either. So it just ended up being this weird, displeasing mesh of both. But in this one, I was a big fan. They made dedicated sprites this time around, and it was just generally nicer to look at and more interesting. There's one scene I want to acknowledge for two reasons. The scene is where Sonic finds a hologram message from Longclaw that she recorded for him before her death, which he listens to solemnly. One, this scene was so much like the Spirit of Splinter scene from the 90s TMNT movie that I choose to believe it was a deliberate reference. And two, it does really seem like Longclaw's dead. I've kind of made a lot of noise about how much I didn't believe Longclaw was going to actually be dead, and I thought she'd show up in the sequel. But no. I mean, yes, she did, but only as this hologram and in flashback. There's still time, maybe down the line they'll have her come back, but for now, no, I'll eat my words, it seems like I was wrong. They really did introduce a completely new character to the world, tell us she's important to Sonic's story now, and immediately kill her. Cool move. Interesting. We got a supersonic scene this time around, and let me tell you, it happened. I don't know, it was cool. And it's just nice to see Sonic do Sonic stuff in a Sonic movie. So that's a Sonic thing he can do now in future movies. And let's talk about that post-credit scene, because I was trying to figure out what it might be. Maybe Amy, maybe Metal Sonic. But no, Shadow the Hedgehog. Y'all said I was crazy, but I was right. I called it, and I was laughing quite a lot in the theater. Shadow the Hedgehog is... Shadow the Hedgehog is in Sonic 2. And what a reaction it got at the early screening I went to.
Bigger reveal than No Way Home.
Alright, so I've pretty much talked about everything I think I wanted to, so let's go back to my most popular video on this channel, pitching the Sonic sequel, where I laid out my ideas for how they should handle this movie that I've just seen. I haven't rewatched this video in years, so let's see how far off I was and how close I was. Sonic the Hedgehog the movie ends with a few important things established that will lead into the second movie. Number 1, everyone in the town of Green Hills knows about Sonic. Yeah, this doesn't really come up except in the prequel comic where they establish that Sonic is still hiding from everybody in Green Hills, so yeah, okay, whatever. So my pitch starts with a payoff to the baseball scene from the first movie, but the real movie ends with that payoff. Yeah, I'll take it. I really think the new status quo that's been established at the end of the first movie would make for an extremely fun first act based around one idea. Sonic now has the life of a normal kid. Yes and no. There is some first act shenanigans that I would call Sonic kid stuff, the fishing with his dad, the partying home alone when his parents go to the wedding, but you've also got Sonic trying to be a superhero in Seattle, which, you know, fair, kids want to see Sonic be cool and actually do action-y stuff, but it is the least interesting part of the movie for me. But it's for kids, and that's fine, I have no problem with that. So I lay out a lot of the parental relationship type stuff I want to happen, and none of the stuff I say does happen, but they do keep the parental relationship going and use it in different ways, so yeah, I was more than satisfied. Tails tells Sonic that Robotnik somehow made it to what I'm gonna call the Mobius dimension, not because it really seems like Mobius, but hey, I gotta call it something. Hey, called it! The novelization. It's called Mobius in the novelization. So So I called that part. A weapon fit for a post-credit scene. An extremely edgy, ultimate lifeform weapon. With a gun. Called it. All you people made me look like a fool with Longclaw, but all you people are the fools, and I was correct! But apart from that, most of the story I pitch is not what we got, obviously. I was sure Longclaw was going to come back, so I made her a major player and tried to tie it in thematically, but what the real Sonic movie did was a little surprising. It mostly just did an actual Sonic story, with Robotnik tricking Knuckles and stealing the Master Emerald, and Sonic using it to go supersonic. After the first movie, I'd kind of resigned myself to minimal, real Sonic stuff, but they had a lot more in Sonic 2, and it was great.
Are you a boy or a girl?
I am an experience. That one aged well, huh?
You forgot the Chaos Emeralds. We need Supersonic.
We kinda already got Supersonic. A lot of people seem to expect these movies to faithfully adapt lore from the games, specifically the adventure games. And I feel like if you watch the first movie, you should be able to figure out that...
Hey, kid. It ain't that kind of movie.
Alright, that's egg on my face, huh? Eggman, get it? If sequels use the Chaos Emeralds, it should be in a way that makes them thematically relevant, and not just shoehorned MacGuffins. But I seriously doubt that they will. Alright, so the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds weren't exactly thematically connected to anything, but they've been set up now and can be used in the Knuckles series, so we'll see where we go from here. So that's it. Sonic 2 is here, and I love it. It did the things I wanted, and it did other things I like that I never expected it to do. But, did it deserve to do better than Detective Pikachu? What? No! Is it better than Detective Pikachu? Oh wow, that's hard. But I think still no. Alright, I guess now I've got a challenge for Sonic 3. Top Detective Pikachu. I don't think it can do it, but I've been pleasantly surprised before.
What I said.
Sonic. I called you Sonic. Robbie, what was your favorite part of the Sonic movie?
The little moment when Sonic was fluffy. You know, the little second where it showed him all fluffed out and he was fluffy. And it was very nice.
Do you mean like when he had the afro and he was like getting dressed up for the party and he had the
Close,
mohawk?
but no cigar.
No.
No.
Was he fluffy a different time?
I don't know. There was multiple times where they could have made him fluffy, but they didn't. They missed the opportunity
Yeah.
to do me proud.
So how would you rank it then? How would
It was a decent movie.
Let's go eat a burger.
Let's go eat a burger. What kind of burger?
Oh,
Is it
no,
like
no. I am eating a chili dog. There we go. Oh, that smells like a lot.
Pizza style.
Running on empty.
Celebrate.
Food with you.
Oh, your struggle. You just went. Poor thing.
Let's talk a little bit about all of the tie-in stuff now, because I'm obsessed with these movies, and so I sought out as much of that as I could. I got these little cup toppers that they had at the theater. They're not great, but I'm hurting for Sonic movie merch, so I'll take it. I went to McDonald's to try and get some of the Happy Meal toys. That was a fun experience, being an adult, walking into McDonald's, ordering 2 Happy Meals, and then going up to the counter and asking if they had more than one of the same toy because I had 2 Tailses, and being like, it's for my brother. My little brother needs... I genuinely did that. My little brother needs a Sonic toy. Do you have more than just Tails? But no, so I've got 2 Tailses, and I'm keeping one in the bag, and I'll put it with my bagged Sonic 3 Happy Meal toy. And it sounds sad when I put it like that. But most important is the action figure line, which I have had some trouble finding in person. I keep going to toy aisles and not finding it, but I finally found this one Knuckles, the last Knuckles they had in an EB Games, and it's a really nice figure. I like it a lot. Look at my boy. What a good boy. I really want the Sonic one, but I haven't found it yet, so we'll see. And there's that prequel comic that I mentioned earlier, and while it isn't a must-read, it isn't completely extraneous either. It does fill in some blanks in the movie, like who were those alien guys with Knuckles, and how did Knuckles end up looking for Sonic? And it has a Calvin and Hobbes reference in it, which is, you know, appreciated. Wait, I had a Calvin and Hobbes reference in Ogilvy. Am I doing the ripped off thing again? I might be. Oh, and the Chaotix are there. Hello. There they are. Look at them. Hope they're in the Knuckles show. Thanks for watching. I've made quite a lot of videos about the various Sonic movies now, and I don't know what the next one will be, but I love making these videos, and I love the playlist that is accumulating of them all because it has such an arc, and each one captures me at a very specific point, and it's nice to look back on those points. So this is part of that too now. So that's great.